The Rangers 11 games over 500. And again, a very healthy 5.5 game lead. As for Kevin Millwood, going for his 5th win of this season now in the Rangers' 50th game.
4-4 is the record. Terrific April. And I think the thing that stands out, innings pitched, that's 6th in the American League. Pitches per inning stands out too. It's among the lowest in the league at 15. So he's throwing fewer pitches per inning and throwing more innings. That's a good combination. More pitches per game, fewer pitches per inning, and that's why he's pitched 7 innings or more in 8 out of his 10 starts.
Cabrera kind of lunging at that one and fouls it.
Kevin averages 109 pitches per game. That's the 4th highest pitch count in Major League Baseball. His 15 pitches per inning are the 9th fewest in the American League.
Two-two delivery is popped up towards Elvis Andrus, drifting back on it. That was easy enough. 1 up, 1 down, and the Rangers defensively today. Again, Josh Hamilton held out of the lineup. Murphy, Bird, and Cruz roam the outfield. Young, Andrews, Kinsler, and Blaylock. Another day off for Chris Davis. Millwood and Saltalamacchia work together.
Josh is scheduled to have an MRI tomorrow for the abdominal pain he's been feeling. He's been on the disabled list, hoping to avoid it this time, but they want to have the MRI just to make sure that they know exactly what's causing the pain that Josh has right now. Hopefully it'll be the kind of thing with today an off day for him, Monday an off day for the team, that he'll be ready to go in New York, but we'll wait and not make that forecast until the results of the MRI are in. In the meantime, it's an opportunity for Andrew Jones to get a start against a left-handed pitcher, and the way he's been swinging the bat, that's a good thing.
Oh, and that discussion of the difference between simple depth and quality depth keeps kind of creeping back onto our radar. Every team has bodies. Every team has a bunch of guys that, you know, if somebody goes down, sure, you're able to go get somebody to step in, but there's a difference between just having enough bodies and having guys who can get in there and you feel like you never miss a beat. Josh Hamilton has 6 home runs this year. He's got about half the number of runs batted in this year than he had at this time last year. Yet the Rangers are, what, about 10 games better this year than they were at this time a year ago. Two-one to Adam Kennedy. Make it 2-2. Kennedy's never had a hit against Millwood in 11 at-bats. So many good things to talk about. The Rangers, I think one of the big ones, Tag, is that they're 13-2 against their own. They're 13-2 against the West. And they just keep tamping down the opposition, not giving them a chance to come up and catch them.
Well, you'd love to see in the course of the season the Rangers play well against the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Dodgers in interleague play, but what it boils down to is to have the best chance to go to postseason play is doing exactly what you just said, beating the teams within your division. They're the ones you have to beat to go to postseason play. You want to play well against everybody, but definitely within your division.
High drive from Kennedy. He's not known for that kind of pop. He is homered here. A team that is struggling to hit for power finds Adam Kennedy blasting one out to make it 1-0.
Kennedy's been an amazing pickup for the A's, a guy that left the Cardinals, was in the minor leagues, was called up because of an injury to Mark Ellis, basically acquired because of that injury, and now he's hitting .380.
You know he's got it in him to do that occasionally. He had that 3 home run playoff game when the Angels played the Twins a few years ago. But at the time he did that, Tag, he was a guy that averaged a home run every 80 at bats. Then he hit 3 in 3 at bats in that playoff game that the Angels really needed to win.
Now, that just wasn't a home run that scraped the back of the outfield fence. That ball went all the way over the Ranger bullpen and a couple of rows back. He got a fastball on the inside part of the plate. He put a charge in that one. I don't see a lot of balls hit back there.
A guy that does have that kind of power is at the plate now. That's Cust. He has missed the last couple games with a bad back. The A's have had all kinds of injury issues already this year once again. That was just killing them last year. Bob Guerin. I don't know if it's fair to say he's an embattled manager, but his team does have the worst record in the American League right now. Jack Cust will sail one away deep to left field. And at the track, there's Murphy. He's got it. The Washington Nationals saved the A's from having the worst record in baseball. The Nats are now 13-35. And you talk about needing to perform in your own division tag. That team 5-24 against their own. So that's the problem.
Yeah, they're having a problem pretty much everywhere, but that really stands out.
Strike one to Matt Holliday. Well, the Rangers' big win yesterday, 14-1. Gave them a 5-game lead at the time. They had to wait and see the outcome of the Angels in Seattle. The Rangers owe Seattle a little bit of thanks. They rallied to win that game in 10 innings late last night.
A 3-run homer in the ninth to tie it up at 3.
Thank you, Jose Lopez. At least that game was over at about 1 or 1:30 a.m. our time. It was 2 a.m. when the University of Texas got done yesterday. Did you see that? 25 innings against Boston College.
There are games where a reliever throws 160 pitches.
Well, congrats to the Longhorns for pulling it out in an unbelievable 25 innings. That game started at 7 p.m. Eastern. Took 7 hours and 3 minutes to play.
Good fastball by Kevin.
Three-two pitch to Holliday is fouled back. That University of Texas game tagged their relief pitcher Austin Wood 13 innings, including 12 1/3 no-hit innings before he gave up a 2-out single in the 19th.
Wow.
Ground ball. Kinsler can't get it. And the second hit for the Oakland A's. Not figuring to go 25 innings here in this one today. The Rangers should be in pretty good shape when they head out on the road. Got the off day tomorrow, and then it's, I guess, time to find out about themselves for real. At the Yankees, at the Red Sox, you come home and you play Toronto and the LA Dodgers. Dodgers have the best record in baseball.
You know, the funny thing is, depending on the rest of their schedules, the other teams are probably saying the same thing about the Rangers. We'll find out something now that we're playing the Rangers.
Yeah,
they've got the best record in the American League. So it's not just the Rangers saying that.
You saw the shift is on here for Giambi. Hitting just .219, coming back to Oakland from the Yankees. He will take a strike. At the Yankees, at the Red Sox, Toronto has been slipping a bit, but still a winning record. And then, yeah, the Dodgers at 34-17. Strike two. Dallas Braden, by the way, be on the mound for the A's this afternoon. Runner goes. Giambi takes. And no throw. Millwood again is just a guy that, frankly, you can run on. That's the scouting report, and it's been like that for years and years.
Well, Holliday's a good base runner, period, and he can steal a base. So he had a good lead. He's got good technique. Kevin's a little slow to the plate on that pitch, so that was an easy opportunity for him. When you combine those facts with the pitch, which was a breaking ball down in the dirt, gave virtually no chance to Jared to make any kind of a throw. Didn't even try one.
Holliday's a big guy. He's 6'4", 235, but you're right, Tag. He's an underratedly good base runner. Last year, first to third on a single 11 times in 16 opportunities to have done so. I think that is usually the mark of a guy that runs the base as well, taking that first to third thing. Well, on a hot day, it's a long first inning here for Millwood. More than 24 pitches already. Michael Young heading over towards the dugout. Going to run out of room. Michael, a big part of that 14-1 win yesterday. Pretty much everybody had a hand in it yesterday. That's about as much fun as I've seen a Ranger team have over about a 2-hour period. Once they got about a 6-1 lead in that game and then just kept going. Another foul ball, this time to the Ranger dugout. Now, in Millwood, who's been working so efficiently all year, this is not an efficient first inning at all. This is a 30-pitch, very labor-intensive first inning. He's only faced 5 batters, thrown 30 pitches.
Well, it's 91 degrees and sunny today, too. So, from Kevin's point of view, this is not what he wanted to have in the first inning. The good part is there's only 1 run in. Okay, you get Giambi right here. You get out with only 1 run. Bad part is you got your pitch count up there early in the game. And Brandon McCarthy overcame a first inning where he threw some pitches yesterday. There's a good one.
There you go. Giambi down on strikes. The Adam Kennedy home run as the A's on top 1-0. Andrews rounded out. And just about a dozen miles from Dallas, here is Mr. Braden, who is kind of a tough luck 4-5 right now.
Yeah, he's not gotten much support. pitched well. His ERA is 3.69. It's been death on left-hand hitters. They're only 182 against him. Righties had a little bit better success. Had a real strong April. He was 3-2 with a 2.10 ERA in April. Hasn't gone quite as well in May. His ERA is 5.23 in the month of May. Pitched a game against the Rangers earlier in the year here. They made him throw a lot of pitches. He got the win, pitched 5 shutout innings, walked 4, struck out 6, pitched well, but he had to throw a lot of pitches.
There goes Ian Kinsler deep into left center field. Sweeney looking to rob him again, and he did. Unbelievable. That's twice now that Kinsler has had one taken back by Ryan Sweeney this year. We're still in May.
The first one was a hard one. This is a pretty easy catch, really. Ian puts a charge in it. Looks like he might have gotten enough. But Sweeney's tall. He's about 6'4". He got back. That's the key. And once you get there, it's just jumping up and catching the ball. Nice play. Not a tough play. Misfortune for Ian, though, who hit the ball well and came close to a home run.
It was at the end of April that Kinsler thought he had won a game against the Oakland A's doing this. But then Sweeney did that.
That one he had to go a little bit higher to get. In fact, his glove was actually over the wall, and he brought it back in. Both those catches are simple catches compared to the one that Josh made, smashing into the wall in right center field. When you're going full speed, the one Gary Matthews made a couple years ago in the ballpark, when you're going full speed, sprinting to the wall, and you jump at full speed and make a catch, those are spectacular catches. When you get back to the wall, wait for the ball, and then jump up and catch it, for a big leaguer, those are simple plays. They look good, but they're really not that tough.
Michael Young taking a called third strike, and Andrew Jones coming up.
Sweeney looks at the wall. He plays it very well. He's waiting right at the wall for it. He's got this ball all the way, and then he just jumps up and catches the ball. The thing that hurts is you hit the ball 404 feet and end up making it out. Whether it was an easy catch or not doesn't really matter.
Well, it was 2 Sundays ago that Josh Hamilton made that amazing catch against the Angels that you referenced. To right center this time from Andrew Jones. That's a missile. That ball bouncing up against the wall. And Andrew on his way to second base with a double.
That's about as hard as you can hit a line drive. That looked like a line drive base hit to center field that went about 380 feet. That's one. If you get that up in the air, who knows how far it would have gone.
Two Rangers hitting .299, Cruz and Bird. Nelly's power stroke has been outstanding the last couple of weeks. He's homered in 7 of his last 11 games.
And Nelly Cruz is featuring a slugging percentage of almost .600. Combine that with his on-base percentage, it's in the mid-9s.
Very Milton Bradley-like from last year. Oh, Cruz's 2008 was not a mirage. He was a Pacific Coast League MVP, and that phrase hardly does his kind of season justice. I mean, he was Superman in that league. Had a real nice September for the Rangers last year. Everything is carried over to 2009.
Unlikely, the way Nelly's swinging the bat right now, that unless he makes a mistake, Braden's going to give him anything to hit.
Nelly's hopped on the 3-0 thing a couple times this year. Watches that one go by, though, and a chance for Hank Blaylock, lefty against lefty.
That's not an intentional walk, but it might as well have been. There's no way that Braden was going to throw him a strike. If Nelly wanted to chase a pitch out of the strike zone, fine. But they wanted the lefty-lefty matchup, as we've already said. Braden against lefties this year He allows a 182 average. He's given up 5 home runs. They're all to right-handed hitters. He's walked 18. 15 of those are right-hand hitters.
Blaylock takes on the outside corner for a strike.
A good pitch outside corner with a breaking ball.
Blaylock among the many that muscled up in the game last night. Home run number 12 in that 14-1 win. That one's in on him. He chops it foul. So the Rangers with that win, 30-19. That includes 18-8 here at home. Blaylock busted bat, and the baseball caught at first base. Rangers strand a couple, having threatened in the first inning. A's on top by 1.
Watson, and you guys are celebrating a big day, right?
We sure are. Thanks to the Texas Rangers, we have many of our top fundraising students, our PE teachers, and our administrators from the local schools that help partner with the American Heart Association to celebrate another successful year of Jump Rope for Heart and Hoops for Heart.
And one of those successful students is Jordan Wade. And how much did you raise this year, Jordan?
$7,600.
And that was for Jump for Heart. And this is dear to your heart because of why?
Because my older brother has a heart problem, and so do other kids, and I'm trying to find a cure. Well, not me, but try to help doctors find a cure for my brother and other kids with heart problems.
You're doing a great job, and here's your little brother. Let's get him some airtime. That's Jacob. How you doing, Jacob?
Good.
Looking good, buddy. Okay, Leah, for those who want to get involved, what do they need to do?
They can contact their local American Heart Association office to sign up for next year's Jump Rope for Heart or Hoops for Heart. And certainly if someone's interested in sponsoring Jordan this year, they can certainly contact us and help us out as well to make him one of the top fundraisers in the country.
There we go. All right. Hey, how about a high five there, Jordan? How about it, Jacob? There you go. And Maddie, you're looking good. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, Josh.
Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Jim. Kurt Suzuki having bounced out. Ryan Sweeney at the plate. And again, on a warm afternoon here in Arlington, Kevin Millwood trying to maybe just keep things a little bit more under control pitch count wise in this second inning. He only faced 5 batters in the first inning, but needed 30 pitches to get through those 5 guys. Smacks in the strike to Sweeney. It is tough to hit for average when you're an Oakland Athletic. That home ballpark just robs you of so many at bats. And a foul ball that hangs up any length of time, chances are somebody's going to go get it down the first base line or third base line. Hard hit. It pinballs off a Blaylock. A bare hand by Kinsler. That would have been spectacular. But Sweeney's got great speed, and he beats out a weird infield hit.
It was a very hard hit ball by Sweeney. It took a nice bounce right to Ian, who made a very good play quickly with something on it. And a nice play by Kevin, who's sprinting across the diamond, trying to time it, catch it, and tag the bag, which he did. Sweeney just beat it.
They're going to score it an error instead of a hit.
Tough error.
The Rangers, who have had the best fielding percentage in the American League this month of May. A slower runner, that would have made all the highlight reels. That would have been cool. We've had our share of oddities, odd plays already here in 2009. Had a triple play not too long ago in Detroit. Since the major leagues began, there have been about 170,000 games played. And somebody figured out that means about 12 million confrontations between hitters and pitchers. Somebody pitching to somebody on it at a given time. So wacky stuff is bound to pop up occasionally. Rip and a miss by Cunningham. Cunningham has spent most of it this year at AAA, hitting .279 at Sacramento. He is 1 out of 17 as an Oakland A. Noah gets it by him. The count 1-2. Got some young players here for these Oakland A's. Cunningham's one of them. Jack Hanahan on deck is another. But really where you notice their youth is in their rotation. And we talked about Brett Anderson yesterday. I mean, he's dynamite for 21, but bottom line is he's 21. The A's were able to build and rebuild kind of simultaneously for a while. And there was a lot of attention paid to them when that Moneyball book came out a few years ago. How do you win on the cheap? That's a fair ball. Michael Young to Kinsler, who could not hold on to it. Boy, Michael did such a great job to get to it. And he will be credited with an assist. They're going to give an error to Ian Kinsler on the drop.
On that particular play, I think if Ian had to do this over, you would just catch this ball like a first baseman, because you got no chance to turn a double play on that ball. It's a fairly slowly hit ball, and to be able to throw the ball all the way around the infield like that against a guy that runs halfway decently is just, you know, it's just something that's not going to happen. So rather than try to get it out of your glove quickly, just catch the ball and stop at that. And I think if Ian went back to do it again, that's probably what he would consider. He's getting ready to turn that play without any chance to turn it. But at the same time, when you look at some of the double plays that Elvis and Omar and Ian have turned, you could almost say the same thing on 4 or 5 of them. When the ball was hit, you thought no chance to turn the double play, and they did. So it's tough to find fault with the effort to do it, with the success they've had doing it.
That one blown by Hanahan. A fastball from Kevin. Well, Millwood has induced 3 grounders already in this inning, but he's only got 1 out. See if he can get another grounder here. Rangers turn 2. We've lauded Kevin Millwood all year for his tempo, for his ability to just get that ball and go. Not quite the same thing happening, though, today. Struck him out. Hanahan now 2 for his last 24 as he takes strike 3.
Both strikeouts from Kevin have been those, one to Giambi, one to Hanahan. The fastball a couple inches inside, and then it comes back and catches the corner, and there's pitch number 5 right on the corner. You can see Hanahan jumping back, but the movement on the ball is what made him jump back and what allowed the pitch to catch the corner.
Top of the order, Cabrera. And these guys have faced each other a lot back from their days in the National League playing against each other. You have mostly short sample sizes when you talk about Millwood and how he's done against a lot of these Oakland A's, but Cabrera's been up there about 90 times against Millwood over the years. Not a lot of secrets between the two. As much as Kevin has labored so far, the only run for the A's has been on one quick swing. Adam Kennedy drove a home run out of here. Now 3-0 on Cabrera. He walked him. And Kennedy, the guy with the home run, is coming up. Mike Maddox out to the mound to talk to probably a frustrated Kevin Millwood at this point. It's just not clicking into gear for him quite yet.
Well, the bottom line is, with a couple of errors, he should have been out of the inning sitting in the dugout a long time ago. And now he's trying to pitch out of the jam. One thing you can say about the Ranger team is, without their defense, they wouldn't be where they are right now. Very unusual to see an inning with a couple of defensive misplays. The ball to Hank was that was a tough ball. That ball was hit hard. Kind of kicked off his heel, it looked like. It was a tough hop, not a routine ball that was booted. And then the ball to Ian was an easy play. He was just trying to turn a double play and tried to get out of his glove.
We were talking about Kennedy's at bat last inning. There it is. Now the current at bat begins with strike 1.
This game is kind of like the game against the Yankees. Kevin had to battle in virtually every inning of that game to get into the 6th inning. It's the only game this year that he hasn't pitched at least 6 innings. In fact, he's pitched 7 innings or more in 8 of his 10 starts. But the Yankees had a lot of men on base and a lot of good hitters, a lot of hot hitters, and he was having to bear down every pitch of that ball game. Ended up 5 2/3 throwing 98 pressure-packed pitches in that game. Sometimes the 98 pitches in a game like that are tougher than 115 pitches spread over 8 innings in an easier game.
Great stop by Saltalamacchia, keeping it 1-0 for now. Now, part of the problem today is there's basically been as many balls as strikes thrown by Kevin. Kennedy on the ground, and this time there's some Ranger defense. Blaylock takes that hard second hop, goes to the bag, and the A's leave him loaded. Marlon Byrd and the Rangers coming up in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Grab life feature. Matt Harrison will tell us about his first automobile. Matt still on the DL. Vicente Padilla is about to come off the DL. He's scheduled to make a start for the Rangers in New York on Tuesday. Rangers will hit New York in first place one way or the other. But you'd love to head off on a winning note. That's what today is all about. Very positive note yesterday with a 14-1 drilling of these Oakland A's. Bird is out. Hanahan makes the catch.
Braden's pitched pretty well in his last 2 starts. 3 earned runs, 7 innings in each of his start. 2 quality starts. Numbers for May aren't quite as good as they were in April, but his last 2 starts have been pretty solid.
First pitch strike to Murphy. Out of Stockton, California, Dallas Braden. They are loaded with young arms, no doubt. Of course, the Rangers organization can make the same claim. A lot of people think these are the 2 top farm systems in baseball right now, Texas and Oakland.
I think the biggest difference between the 2 farm systems is the A's have built their reputation in the farm system currently pretty much solely on pitching. The Rangers have spread it out. They've got excellent pitching prospects. They've also got excellent position player prospects. And if you look at the A's right now, you're pretty impressed with their young pitching at the big league level, their young pitching in the minor leagues. But the question for the A's is, will they develop some position players to give them a chance to be competitive in the future? Not much question whether the Rangers can do that. Just look at their lineup right now and you see young developing position players, let alone what they've got coming up in the minor leagues.
See that Twitter address, FS Southwest, if you'd like to participate. Well, the A's, they've been in the playoffs only once since 2003. That's the same year that Moneyball book was published. That is soon to be a major motion picture, by the way, due out in 2011, I believe. There's a walk for David Murphy with 1 out. Scott Hatteberg apparently is going to play himself in the movie I just read.
And Ray Fosse said there's going to be like 20 people playing himself. Art Howe is going to play himself in the movie.
Cool.
According to Ray Fosse.
But Billy Beane, the general manager, draws Brad Pitt as his doppelganger. I mean, even if Billy Beane wanted to play Billy Beane, if Brad Pitt is available for the role and wants to do that, I guess you got to kind of acquiesce and let him do that. You weren't in the book. You can't be in that movie.
Can't be in that movie, no.
My guess is there will be a big funny scene about all the scouts sitting around and deciding who to take in the first round.
Yeah, I would say that would be true.
With maybe a couple of creative liberties to take, you know, make one really cynical, curmudgeonly scout like super cynical and curmudgeonly, you know, almost cartoon-like. Runner goes, wave and a miss, and the throw down there. Murphy is going to be out. Sliding into the tag. Good throw. And the Rangers have had mostly success when trying to steal this year, but Suzuki takes care of Murphy.
Yeah, it's probably a hit and run right there. You can see David halfway to second base look back at the hitter to see what happened. And on a hit and run, getting a jump is not quite as vital because you're counting on the hitter to put the ball in play. So you're a little more susceptible to be thrown out stealing on a hit and run swing and a miss than you are on a steal attempt, because most of the time on a steal attempt you're only going to go if you get a good jump. You don't get a good jump, you stay there. On a hit and run, you have to go.
Salty down on strikes, and the Rangers turned away in the second. We'll play the third here on this warm day in North Texas. Millwood and the Rangers trailing 1-0. Texas. Grab life. Visit your Texas Dodge dealer today. By Geico, where 15 minutes can save you 15% on car insurance. And by AT&T. Switch to the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. It has been a battle for Kevin Millwood today. 55 pitches to get through 2 innings on a warm afternoon. And a guy that always seems to work the count real well, Jack Cust, will take on the outside corner. On the out-of-town scoreboard, it's not the Yankees today, but the Indians that can win in walk-off fashion. They're in the bottom of the ninth. Yankees and Indians tied at 4 in Cleveland. Mark Teixeira's hit another home run. What a May he's had. 14 home runs in May now after 2 in April. And a good race going in the American League East. Jack in the Box standings will show you the Yankees currently have a 1.5 lead on Boston and Toronto. The Rangers are playing those top 2 teams on the list right there coming up. The Yankees and the Sox. Off speed, there's Kinsler out in shallow right to make the play on a probably demoralized Jack Cust.
And that probably is a good example of the shift taking a hit away. I think if Ian was up on the dirt in his normal position, that's probably a base hit to right field. But there's a great look of how far Ian is back. And you can play back there if you got an arm as strong as Ian's. No problem for him to make that throw. Kind of fun for a second baseman to play way back there and make a play.
A little something different. Here's Matt Holliday. And strike 1 for Millwood. The A's at 18 and 29 right now. They've lost 4 straight after winning 3 in a row before that. Rangers going for the sweep here today. And for whatever reason, Tag, the weekends have treated the Rangers well. They've won 10 straight weekend games heading into today.
Wow. It's a good test for him because Dallas Braden has pitched real well during the daytime this year. Seems like that game that Braden pitched against us was a day game. I can't remember. It was, let's see.
Yeah, it was April 30th.
It was a Thursday day game. He pitched pretty well that day. 5 shutout innings.
Yeah, that game was. That pitch nicking Holliday. He's going to go ahead and take first base. Yeah, the game back at the end of April, that was scoreless into the 6th.
Trying to get a pitch in. And the last thing Kevin wanted to do was hit him with that pitch and put a man on base. Threw a pitch like that the first time up before Holliday singled. Didn't hit him, of course.
Another guy that works the count real well, Jason Giambi. 7 out of 17 lifetime against Millwood. And again, the Rangers have a shift in play.
Yeah, if somehow Giambi does hit a ball to shortstop, it'll be third to short to first double play. 5-6-3. You don't see that very often.
Okay, let's see this one. 4, 6, 3. Yes, sir. The double play.
I think that's the longest underhand flip I've ever seen on a double play.
It helped that Giambi was the man that hit it. And the Rangers had some time to take their time. It's the country band Reckless Kelly. Outstanding band will be performing on the North Lawn after the game Saturday, June 13, after the Rangers-Dodgers game. Admission is free with your Rangers ticket. That is sponsored by 96.3 KSCS. 972 Rangers to get your ticket. Or you can go to TexasRangers.com. Reckless Kelly was performing after the Rangers-Astros game not too long ago down in Houston. Elvis Andrus muscles up and sends one into center. But there's Ryan Sweeney. And there's one through the order for the Rangers now, and they're still scoreless against Dallas Braden.
They've hit some balls pretty well, though. Andrew Jones hit a rocket for his double. Ian hit one right to the wall. Elvis hit that ball pretty well. Marlon Byrd hit a fairly hard line drive to third. Not much to show for it, but some good at-bats anyway.
Kinsler hit one to the wall back in the first inning. Sweeney made that play. Now back live, he takes a strike on the outside corner. Red Sox beating up the Blue Jays today 8-2. Pair of home runs for Kevin Youkilis, who's having a great year. Jason Bay is hit number 15. He's the leading vote getter right now among American League outfielders for the All-Star game. Hanahan makes the catch. That'll bring Michael Young to the plate. Our Geico quote provided by Michael. I think the proof in the pudding, so to speak, is that the Rangers are walking a lot more lately. We got 2 more today. The Rangers are averaging 5 walks a game the last 5 days.
Well, to me, that's a real significant statistic too, because it points out exactly what Michael's saying. You're walking more means you're having better at bats. Doesn't mean you're going up there and better at bat doesn't necessarily mean you go up and swing at the first pitch and hit a home run. Of course, that's a good at bat. It's a home run, but it's a good at bat. What Michael's referring to is taking the pitches out of the strike zone and swinging at strikes. And that's a big improvement, and a good, hopefully becomes a trend.
Slow start for the Rangers offensively today, though, after scoring 14 runs yesterday. A's in front 1-0. Record for wins in a month by one team. The Rangers gunning for a franchise record. The best overall winning percentage in a month. Not an October or a March. I mean, those don't count. They've had 3-0 Octobers. They've had a 1-0 March. I mean, a month with some meat on the bone. And the Rangers have a chance to be 21-8 in the month of May. The only other 21-win month they've had was September of '78 under Billy Hunter, who then got fired in October.
The Rangers under Billy Hunter had a really good August, a really good September. And if I remember right, still lost ground to Kansas City. It was right in their heyday back then.
The George Brett heyday. That's a great word, by the way, heyday.
There's one for our emailers. What is a heyday?
We
day you harvest the hay?
We found out what May Day is not too long ago, where that came from. But heyday, I've said that for, I don't know, probably 30 years, never thought twice about it. Suzuki towards right, and it's sinking. And Nelly Cruz couldn't hold it. Well, he left a wicked divot out there, too. Also lost his glove.
And Nelly realized he wasn't going to be able to catch it. He wanted to make sure he blocked it so that Suzuki couldn't get to second base. Keep the double play in order.
Here's Ryan Sweeney. That is email address. If you want to get in touch with us, by the way, I should probably let you know about that. FoxSports.com. And the keyword email Rangers. Doesn't have to be just about the derivation of the phrase heyday. If you want to talk a little Ranger baseball, talk about whatever's going on in the big, beautiful world of the sport. Hearing a lot of talk about Manny Ramirez even still here, Tag. He's been suspended now for, what, 3 weeks? Sweeney lifting one to center, and there's all this talk about whether or not he should be in the All-Star game. We'll talk about that a little bit today. Get your opinion. First, we go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. I have Sean Murphy. He is with KPMG Baseball RBI program, which is reviving baseball inner cities. And you guys had a big clinic before the game, right, Sean?
We absolutely did. Major League Baseball and the Rangers were kind enough to have 50 of us out here today to get a clinic on the field, to meet the players, do the photo, and come here and have great seats to watch the game and eat plenty of hot dogs and popcorn.
There we go. And Curtis Wilkerson, the former Ranger, out there helping the kids. What did you learn out there this afternoon?
I learned how to catch grounder, and I had lots of fun.
Very good. What about you?
I learned how to field pop-ups and had lots of fun.
All right, there you go. Everybody having a good time, right, huh? Yeah! And a lot of fun. All right, appreciate it. Thanks, Sean. Thank you, guys. Josh.
Good stuff. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Aaron Cunningham will belt one out of play. All right, so currently, Tag, Manny Ramirez is 4th in the balloting in the National League. And even Joe Torre, the Dodgers manager, has said it's supposed to be a showcase of who's had a good first half. So he's not endorsing Manny Ramirez, but...
Yeah, I don't think you get rewarded for using steroids, personally. But the bottom line is, if Manny Ramirez wants to play in the All-Star game, then he's got every right to, based on the way you can vote, multiple votes, internet voting. The voting is in the hands of the fans, and if they vote him, that's what they're saying they want to see. And based on that fact, if he wants to play, then he's got every right to play. I would think that he'd have enough common sense to realize that he should stay not only away from the game, but away from the city, and do some things to help repair his name rather than showing up for an All-Star game. But
well, and that's the thing.
I would agree with Joe on that one.
It becomes quite by circumstance a circus at that point. You know, I mean, it's supposed to be a celebration of the sport for a few days, and if all the attention's on just one guy, I would say if it's good or bad, I mean, it just kind of takes away, I think, from the general spirit of what the All-Star game is supposed to be about. But like you say, if enough people want to see him play, it's the fans' game. It's not
the fans vote based on the way the voting is set up. But I think the last thing baseball wants is for Manny Ramirez to be at the All-Star game. I mean, he's embarrassed himself. He's embarrassed his team. He's embarrassed the game. And to show up and embarrass the game in front of a national stage at an All-Star game, to me, would be the height of idiocy. But we'll see what happens.
I like when you say the height of idiocy. That's very authoritative.
But he's not doing anything. He's already done something baseball-wise that he shouldn't have done. But if he shows up for the All-Star game, hey, that's his business. My guess is he's going to use his common sense and decide that he shouldn't show up.
Cunningham walks. A guy who is 1 out of 18.
Yeah,
that's here at
that's
this
not
level.
a guy you want to walk.
Yeah. Jack Hanahan will come up next. All right, one of the big email topics we always seem to get when the Oakland A's play the Rangers is about the elephant patch that they have on their sleeves. And I know we tackle this topic every year, but if you don't know the story, we'll tell it real quick. The A's elephant was for years one of the most popular and colorful logos in the sport back when the A's played in Philly. Back before the marketing of logos became big business. That logo goes back to 1902. And it was Connie Mack who adopted it as a response to John McGraw, another legendary manager. The Giants manager, John McGraw, had called the A's a bunch of white elephants, implying that Connie Mack shouldn't be allowed to spend money without supervision. And Connie Mack didn't like that, so just to be a wise guy, he put an elephant right there on the jersey sleeve. And it stayed there until Charlie Finley took over, replaced the elephant with that ridiculous mule that he used to run out there. But the A's are still, at least with the logo, at least a little bit about the pachyderm. That one's inside, 1-2 to Hanahan. We got a treat coming up, Tech, talking about Charlie Finley and those days, the glory days of the Oakland A's. Raleigh Fingers is here today. He's going to be joining us in the booth real soon. That was one of the most colorful teams that baseball ever had, those mid-1970s Oakland Athletics. Charlie Finley in 10 seasons as an A's owner. Changed up managers 10 times. And Raleigh, yes, still has the mustache, by the way. We'll show it to you coming up. Oh, or right now.
He looks great.
Hanahan pops one up. Infield fly rule into effect as Andrews makes the catch. He does. I mean, some guys just don't seem to age. And the A's closers, I think, pretty much all of them. Dennis Eckersley still looks the same. Raleigh Fingers still looks the same. Just a little touch of gray on the sides, but that's it.
He looks a little bit bigger than those two guys.
Well, he's on a taller chair.
I think he's got a bigger. He's a big guy, but so is Ray.
That's a little TV illusion right there,
Yeah.
I think. Here's Orlando Cabrera with 2 on, 2 out. And a ground ball to short. Elvis Andrews pockets it, flips to Kinsley. Millwood is out of the inning. The A's have stranded 6. Single month by one team as the Rangers are in search of their 21st here in May of '09. They got a ways to go. The Indians were helped by playing a batch of doubleheaders, but 26 wins is 26 wins. That's pretty good. We promised the great Raleigh Fingers. We deliver the great Raleigh Fingers as we go into the bottom of the fourth inning. And in town for what, Raleigh? Tell us.
I did a little promotion at the convention center across the street, and Dale Petrowski and Nolan Ryan gave me a ring and wanted to know what I was doing the next day. And I said nothing. They said, well, come on out to the ballpark, let you throw out the first pitch, and so that's why I'm here. They invited me to a ballpark, so I'm here to watch the ball game.
Real happy to have you, and obviously the irony that the A's are in town is not lost on anybody. We were just talking last inning about the swinging A's glory days of the mid 1970s, and everybody seemed to have a mustache and a some sort of shtick and some sort of story to tell. That had to be an unbelievable time to be on that ball club.
It was fun. We had a great time. We started the mustaches back in 1972. Up until that point, there was no mustaches in the big leagues. So now we started it all.
I heard Charlie Finley actually gave you guys incentives to grow them out. Is that true?
$300. That's the only reason why we grew them. We got $300 on opening day, 1972.
Raleigh, you hear so much about team chemistry. The A's back then seemed to have like a fight a week.
Oh, yeah.
How would you describe your chemistry and playing on championship teams?
We had our own boxing gloves in the clubhouse. I mean, it was crazy. We were always fighting about something. We'd fight on the airplanes. Guys would be going over seats on the airplanes and on the buses and out on the field, in the dugouts, in the clubhouse. But once the game started and we crossed that white line out there, don't have a different uniform on because we're going to beat you up too. So that's just the way we were. We were going to fight every series. It seemed like
you couldn't fight the other team. You fight yourselves.
I know it. It was crazy. But you'd be fighting with a guy that day, and you'd be out having dinner with him that night. That's just the way it was.
One strike to count to Nelly Cruz. He gets into one, sends it towards center. Out number 2. You know what's incredible, I think, too, that dynasty, such that it was. I mean, you guys in the World Series and winning World Series it just seemed like it was going to keep on going forever. 3 years was plenty, but the height of all that, still the A's were only drawing about 1 million fans a year. Was that at all disappointing for you guys?
Yeah, it was a little bit. We'd seem like we'd win World Series after World Series. We'd come out and we'd have our 45 or 50,000 opening day. Then we'd be back down to 4,000 or 5,000 a game. Wow. And it was just like that every year. Charlie Finley really never promoted the ball club, and that I think was probably the biggest problem we had. He only had like 2 or 3 people working in the front office and him, and that was it.
Blaylock, a little half swing and a fly ball caught out in shallow left. I know you probably got to get moving. That was such a quick inning. Do you have just like a minute to stick around?
Stick around.
Keep it for a batter or two when we come back?
Yeah, no problem.
That'd be great. .150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Aflac Insurance, we've got you under our wing. We've got Raleigh Fingers in the booth. That's good stuff. The mustache still intact. Tag and I were saying, you look, I mean, I'm not trying to be weird with you here, but you look great.
Well, thank you. I'll be 63 in August, so I feel pretty good.
Raleigh, I'd be interested in your perspective on how the role of a closer has evolved over the years. When you pitched, it was much different than it is now. What's your view on that?
It's a whole lot different. Nowadays you got your one inning pitcher. That's it. When I was playing, I think I had 15 saves where I went 4 innings.
Wow.
And a whole lot, 3 innings, 2 innings. But nowadays it's a completely different game. As you know, when I was playing, we'd break camp with 9 pitchers. And nowadays, ball clubs are carrying 13, 14 pitchers. And that's just, everybody's got their own little inning. This guy's got the 6th, this guy's got the 7th, this guy's got the 8th, and you have the closer for the 9th. So it's a completely different ball game now.
Now, if you were playing today, is that a role that you would like, or do you look back and say, I like the role that I had?
I would have loved to play just the way I did. I like going out there and getting work in. That's how I stayed sharp. I like pitching 3, 4 innings to stay sharp. Pitching 1 inning at a time, every other day or something, I don't know if I could have handled that.
1-2 to Adam Kennedy. He homered earlier. He's going to be down on strikes this time.
How much rest would you have? Let's say you threw 4 innings and threw 47 pitches.
Oh, I'd be ready for the next day.
Would you really?
Oh yeah. One time I think I pitched in 7 consecutive ball games, and
not just 10 pitches here.
Not just 10 pitches here, because you're warming up. You get up, you sit down, you get up, sit down 2 or 3 times, and then you get into ball game, and then you do the same thing the next day. So that's how I stayed sharp by doing a whole lot of throwing.
Were you a starting pitcher?
I was. That's how I got to the big leagues as a starting pitcher, and then in 1971 I couldn't get out of the 2nd inning, and Dick Williams had seen enough, and he said, "That's it. You're going to be our mop-up guy in the bullpen." And that's where I was at.
Wow.
I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. We were playing the Yankees one day, and we were getting beat 11-3, and all of a sudden it's 13-11, and we're winning. And I'm the only guy left unless he uses a pitching coach. So he brought me in. I pitched 2 shutout innings and came back the next night, did the same thing. And he called me in his office and said, "From now on, you're my closer." I said, "Thank you."
Wow. That's quite a transition.
That's just how it started.
Wow.
Visiting with Hall of Famer Raleigh Fingers. He was a Padre by 1980. Actually, by 1977, he was a Padre. But we showed that graphic on the 1980 Oakland Athletics team. That was Billy Martin in charge, where everybody was finishing what they started. It didn't matter who you were and what your issues were. You were going to finish what you started. 94 complete games for the Oakland A's that year. And some of these guys, a year later, 2 years later, they were done.
They were done.
Yeah.
That's the difference in the role of the closer nowadays with complete games. When I was playing, our staff in Oakland, we complete anywhere between 45 and 55 ball games a year. And so consequently, there's 45 or 50 ball games that I could have gotten saves in that I didn't get saves in. So that's the big difference nowadays, that the teams aren't completing ball games. So consequently, your closers are getting more saves. And so that's the way it goes now.
It's tough to use the save as a gauge to compare closers today to closers in your era. It's just not fair.
No, you can't really do it. It's a completely different ball game nowadays.
Sky high fly ball from Jack Cust. Andrews galloping over, but it's David Murphy hanging in there to make the catch. We were talking too, Raleigh, about the colorful characters on that team. Obviously, when you've got Charlie Finley as the owner, you figure there's right at the top of the list. There's some color there, but
he's a beauty.
Boy, from Catfish Hunter to Vida Blue, and of course Reggie Jackson, who used to be called Mr. B&B, Mr. Bread and Butter.
Bread and Butter, yeah, he stirred the drink there, that's for sure. Now, that's what we liked about Reggie and Vida. We put them down at the far end of the clubhouse and let them locker next to each other, because when the press came in, they all went down that way, because they always had something to say, so they kind of left the rest of us alone.
That is a jam shot of the highest order. Blaylock makes the play on a holiday, and our time ends with the wonderful Raleigh Fingers. Thank you, Raleigh.
Thank you, Raleigh. That was great. Thanks for being here.
Talking with you guys.
Welcome back here to Texas. Rangers play on free Kid Tuesdays. Kids 13 and under get in free for Tuesday Ranger home games. One free child's ticket available with every full-price adult ticket purchased. Some restrictions do apply. Sponsored by Lone Star 92.5. 972 Rangers, that number to call to get your Ranger tickets. Rangers have a nice long homestand coming up starting June 8th. Breaking ball, a strike to Marlon Byrd. We had a great time chatting with Raleigh Fingers. And now more pitching to be discussed. We have Steve Busby in the booth with us. And Buzz, yesterday you are resident good luck charm. Had a lot of runs come in while you were sitting around here. Could use some of that today.
Yeah, could. It'll get there. It'll get there. You look. I think this Ranger ball club, you start going into the third time through the order. It becomes, if not the second time, but especially the third time. If the starter's still in there, he usually catches some flack from these Ranger hitters.
What have you seen from Dallas Braden that you like so far today?
Well, he has a very good command of his fastball, unlike Kevin Millwood today. I thought Braden has done a good job working to both sides of the plate and not making mistakes on the opposite side of the plate that he's trying to throw to. If he's missed and tried to come in, he's missed in if he's missed, and same thing away. He's missed away if he's tried to go out there.
Marlon lays off and count 1-2. Oh, and you hinted at it with Millwood. Location, is that the biggest issue today?
I think so, Josh. It's been a case, especially with the fastball. And this is the third straight time now that Kevin has not had a good command of his fastball that we've become accustomed to seeing him have.
And all that stated is Marlon puts one in the air to right field. I mean, here he is through 5 innings working on a 3-hitter.
Yeah. Well, he's been able to go to the breaking ball and change speeds with that a little bit, spot a fastball occasionally, but he had to go to something fairly early in the game. I'm going to say the second inning, other than the fastball, to try and get a strike, either a swinging strike or a called strike early in the count.
A guy who is tough on lefties, and the Rangers have stacked the lineup with righties today. Here's the rare lefty, David Murphy.
Fairly warm day today, Buzz. What's the hottest game, hottest city, hottest game you ever pitched in?
Oh, Lordy. The minor leagues I remembered vividly. Yeah, it was 1980. I was rehabbing my shoulder and was in Wichita. Started the game at 115 degrees.
Wow.
At 7 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the hottest I've ever pitched in.
Was that the stadium that had the AstroTurf and the grass?
Yeah. AstroTurf infield, and I think they had blow fans underneath the turf because it was all coming up, all the heat on the mound.
Wow.
Boy.
Lawrence Dumont Stadium, is that what that was?
Yeah.
The AstroTurf infield and the grass outfield. I always thought that was bizarre.
It's like old Comiskey Park had for a while in Chicago.
Yeah.
Murphy grounds out, and the Rangers' last base runner was Murphy back in the second. He walked, but then was caught stealing. All right, so what's the coldest game you ever had?
Coldest game was I pitched the second game of the year in 1978. My first year back from shoulder surgery was in Cleveland. It was sleeting and 31.
Wow. 31
at game time. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, and it got cold.
I'd be afraid to call a game.
I know it.
It was cold the opening of your ballpark in Kansas City.
Yes.
We played Kansas City that night. It wasn't sleeting or anything, but temperature was down.
It was in the low 30s. I think it had snowed when we came in the night before from Anaheim.
Salt Lamakia, cue shot, and Braden's going to just meet
This might
Salty.
break your all-time speed record, Buzz.
I'm back to normal.
We never got to ask you what the windiest game was. All right, we'll save that for next time.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Buzz.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Oakland 1, Rangers nothing at the end of 5.
It's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. For more information, visit AmicATexas.com.
Rangers and A's playing the finale of a 4-game series. The Rangers have taken the first 3, but they're trailing today because of an Adam Kennedy home run. 1-0 A's in the 6th. The Rangers have been 1 hit so far by Dallas Braden. This was a weird winter in baseball. A lot of teams were saying no thank you to some marquee veterans. Bobby Abreu took forever to sign. Jason Giambi was available, and he ends up back with the Oakland A's. And the A's have been described, I think correctly, Tag, as famously frugal. Yet they found Giambi for $5 million. They traded some disposable parts to Colorado for Matt Holliday, who's due to make $13 million this year. And as Billy Beane, their general manager, said, everything we do has to be contrarian. Giambi rockets one towards center. Back to the track. To the wall. It's going to go. He can still hit him. That is his 6th this year. It's his 37th career home run against the Rangers. Only Jose Canseco and Reggie Jackson have more.
Not a bad pitch, tailing away from him actually on the outside corner. Couldn't tell whether he got under it or whether he got enough of it, and there's your answer right there. He did get under it, and he got enough of it.
Now a fly ball from Suzuki, not going to travel nearly as far. Cruz calls off Kinsler. That is home run number 402 career for Jason Giambi. A handful behind Duke Snyder now on the all-time list. Ryan Sweeney 0 for 2 today, on a day where Kevin Millwood has had to work real hard. Over 100 pitches already. If you have to use multiple guys out of the bullpen, though, today, I would suggest today's not a bad day to do that, because the Rangers have the off day tomorrow.
And this is a game that probably last year Kevin would have been done after 5. You talked earlier about pushing each starter to go one more inning. Well, this is probably a good example of him going one more inning. He's had to throw a lot of pitches jammed into a short period of time, especially the first inning, and that takes a lot out of you on a hot day. To be at 103 pitches in the 6th inning, that's a severe workload.
And you saw Derek Holland in the bullpen. He's expected to start for the Rangers at Fenway Park on Saturday, so if he's not going to pitch as a starter till then, it makes sense to have him get into a game at some point to stay sharp. Kinsler pursues it. He can't get it. Ryan Sweeney pokes it out to right field. We go to John Radigan.
All right, Josh, yeah, we're going to remind everybody about our Twittering. We want you to join us on Twitter. It's FS Southwest. And today we are tweeting about the upcoming road trip. Fans are already sensing what a big road trip this can be to Yankee Stadium, the new Yankee Stadium, and then, of course, to Fenway Park. And so we're wondering what you think the Rangers will do on this trip record-wise. It's a 6-game trip. Remember, 3-3 is pretty good on a road trip. If you play 500 ball on the road, you're doing pretty well. But we want you to tell us what you think. Tweet us at FS Southwest, and we will keep you apprised of how everybody thinks this trip is going to go. I'm thrilled, guys, because I get to join you on this trip, and I'll be there reporting pre- and post-game, even during the games, from the new Yankee Stadium and Fenway Park.
Love that, and we're waiting to see if you'll be tweeting about where you're going to be eating, because there are all kinds of possibilities in both those towns, New York and Boston. We'll see if we catch John at the Stage Deli in New York. I know he's already found your Atlantic Fish Company in Boston. We saw him there last year.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I know one place I will be eating on the trip. I'm going back to the Atlantic Fish Company. That is a given.
That's
I'll
a good
probably see you there, John.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll join you there.
Let's see if John samples all the curbside delicacies in New York, though. Get those hot pretzels. Whatever that stuff is, it's sold right outside our hotel.
You might not want to know what it is.
I don't even care what it is. It's just so good. Some sort of chicken and rice and tzatziki sauce. Wash that down with a nice cold Snapple. That's a good day right there. Hey, by the way, we got emails in on Heyday.
I figured they come quickly.
We got plenty of them, so stay tuned for that. 0-2 pitch. Got him. Strike 3 taken by Cunningham. The 4th strikeout for Kevin Millwood.
Came back and caught the corner. Does not look like a strike to the hitter, but the last movement, the last 20 feet or so to the plate, allows that ball to come back, and the tracker showed it caught the corner.
We were talking earlier about the Oakland A's heyday, and heyday, we're told, is an expression of great enthusiasm and happiness. The period of your greatest vigor and success. Goes back to an Anglo-Saxon use of hay, etc., 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 from a lot of people. Thank you, everybody. If the Rangers have an heyday, I guess it would have to be 1996 through 99. A 4-year period where they made the postseason 3 times. It's the only time that they've ever been in the playoffs. 3 times in 4 years. And again, everybody's so excited now about what could be in 2009. We talked about it the other day. The goal is to get some more of those banners up in this beautiful ballpark. There's only 3 of them.
Another good score on the board. Seattle's beating the Angels in the 4th inning, 6-0.
High fly ball that Murphy's going to chase, but run out of room.
He's gotten Irvin Santana back, but he's getting knocked around pretty good.
Now the Mariners, 6-0. They've got a home run from Endy Chavez in that game. The Indians did win in the bottom of the 9th. They beat the Yankees 5-4. Johnny Peralta, the game-winning hit. Boston behind John Lester took care of Toronto 8-2. Pair of home runs for Youkilis, 1 for Jason Bay, 1 for Dustin Pedroia. Only his 2nd of the year. His competition to start the All-Star game, Mr. Kinsler, has 13. Edwin Jackson with another gem today, a 2-hitter. 8 innings of 2-hit ball. Tigers 3, the Orioles nothing. That's final. Tigers are 5 games up now in the Central.
I say it every time his name comes up. I just can't figure out what Tampa Bay is figuring with that trade.
The guy that they made that trade for, Matt Joyce, just got recalled yesterday by Tampa Bay. But he'd been in AAA most of the year. Runner goes, and a foul ball from Hanahan. Twins lead the Rays 3-2 in the 9th. Though Carlos Pena has hit his league-leading 17th of the year. And you know who else has hit one? Is Matt Joyce.
Did he?
Yeah. It's a good trade for everybody today. White Sox and the Royals tied 4-4 in the 8th.
The one thing in this game that's nice to see is Kevin maintaining his strength through 115 pitches. The last 2 fastballs were both at 90 miles an hour. That's probably the top velocity that he's had today. So he's been out there in hot weather for 116 pitches, and he gets through 6 and throwing just as well at the end as he was at the beginning. So good solid outing. Kevin had to battle, but he did.
Struck out the last 2 in that 6th inning. But a Giambi home run has made it 2-0. Damon dinner for 2 at Sonic. Good luck to Littleton Cook from Grand Prairie. The Ranger hits a home run today. Littleton Cook wins $25,000. And we'd like to congratulate and welcome all the Sonic Slam winners from April and May. They've been invited to attend the game today, courtesy of our good friends at Sonic. Or just any hits at all. It would be a great idea now. The Rangers being 1 hit by Dallas Braden. While Millwood really had to labor through it today, throwing close to 120 pitches. Braden so far has thrown 58 now. And deals a strike to Andrews. Ten straight retired by the Stockton, California native. Dumps one in for another strike as they look at the Firestone in-game box score. Not much to look at, I'm afraid.
Yeah, Braden's pitching a gem today. As Buzz said, he's had good command with his fastball. His curveball, his changeup have been really effective. And against a team that just pounded the ball in the first 3 games of this series, especially last night, he's done a great job of shutting down the offense so far.
Elvis waiting on it, dribbles it up near third. It's foul. The Rangers don't exactly catch a break going to New York. They're going to be facing some pretty good pitching at New Yankee Stadium. Got to deal with A.J. Burnett, who was so tough the other night against the Rangers. Then we'll see Andy Pettit and C.C. Sabathia. The A's needed a start like this today from Braden. Their bullpen was worked over at the doubleheader on Friday and beaten around yesterday as the Rangers scored 14 times. Andrews down on strikes. 11 in a row set down. Folks, you can bring the whole family to a ball game with the Coca-Cola Total Family Ticket Plan. Get all that for as little as $15 a person. Sponsored by 98.7 K-Love. Top of the order, Ian Kinsler pops the first one up. Everybody running, and it drops. The Rangers catch a break. Only the second hit today. Bob Guerin is thinking somebody should catch that ball.
Well, it's a very tough play for the infielders going back like that. And the right fielder is Aaron Cunningham. He's playing Ian pretty deep out in right center field. And so it was hit right in the right spot for a ball that high to fall in like that. It wasn't a simple play.
Two of those 19 doubles were yesterday for Michael Young. And again, the Rangers just buried the A's 14-1. Michael Young, base hit left field.
It's a way to wait on that off-speed pitch.
And Steve Busby was talking about it, Tag, when we had him in the booth. The Rangers lineup doesn't often get shut down by the same guy a third time through. And Kinsler's got a hit, Young's got a hit. Well, the first two guys to bat 3 times today.
Well, and now I bring up to the middle of the order right now. I think it is an advantage to the hitter if you've seen the guy a couple of times in a game. At the same time, if he continues to make his pitches, whether you've seen him or not, you're still going to have a tough time. But that might be a telling sign right there. Third time through the lineup, hitters have been a lot more successful against Braden than earlier in the game.
Andrew Jones roped a double back in the first. Two strikes.
Braden's fastball, if you just look at the number on it, most of them 87 miles an hour, and it's not that impressive. When you watch how effective it's been in the game, those two fastballs to Andrew look like they're about 97, not 87, and that's the true test. What the pitch looks like to the hitter, not what the number on the radar gun says.
Andrew hangs in there. Again, a day off for Josh Hamilton today as they want to make sure that that abdominal situation isn't any worse than what he's already dealing with. Off speed outside. Nelson Cruz on deck with some power hitting righties here. One of the many nice things about Andrew Jones and what he's been doing as a Rangers, how he just always seems to grow that count. Takes 0-2 to 2-2.
Well, they get ahead 0-2. They try to make some pitches on him, but he won't chase them.
Now, though, he is down on strikes. It's 5 strikeouts for Braden.
Well, he's been impressive today. Good fastball. A very effective fastball. Got a lot of the plate.
Yeah.
And it was only 86 miles an hour, but it sure didn't look 86 miles an hour. Braden's now working on 11 shutout innings in this ballpark against the Rangers so far in 2009.
Nelson Cruz to try and save the inning. A lot of first pitch strikes for guys the A's stole in the 24th round a few years ago out of Texas Tech. Again, he's ahead 0-2.
Well, the off-speed pitch sets up the fastball in this case.
Foul into the crowd. Probably not a 30,000 crowd today, although it'll be close. My guess is maybe 28-ish today, which is still a real nice Sunday afternoon crowd. Rangers had 45,000 here last night. Off speed, struck him out. They dialed it way down to 67 miles an hour, and that's a half a dozen strikeouts now for Dallas Braden. 2-0 Oakland at the end of 6. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Southwest is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. And by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment, yard care solutions start at steeldealers.com. Derek Holland takes over on the mound. It was not easy for Kevin Millwood today. Close to 120 pitches, got him only through 6 innings, but ends up as a quality start by definition, right? 6 innings and fewer than 3 runs.
I think the bottom line is how Kevin battled the 2 starts in a row against the Yankees and then again today against the A's. A lot of innings with men on base. Hot day today to throw that many pitches in that short a time and give up 2 runs. That's a good solid start. Unfortunately, the Ranger hitters have run into a tough one in Dallas Braden today. They haven't been able to mount anything. Credit to Braden the way the Rangers have swung the bats in this series.
Again, Holland expected to get a start in Boston next weekend. So he'll have a tune-up. And check out the Oakland A's today. Top of their order, Orlando Cabrera. One thing we got reminded of when Derek He was able to take on the Yankees the other day, even though the righties gave him some problems. Boy, he sometimes against the lefties just has the capacity to make him look silly. He was striking out some quality veteran hitters in that game. In there to Cabrera, 3-2. The 22-year-old Holland has this one taken into left field by Cabrera. A leadoff double for the A's here in the 7th inning. We go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. Number of outstanding groups in the ballpark today, and one of them, the Atrium Richardson Retirement Center on hand. Big-time Ranger fans. Go ahead and raise your hands. How you guys enjoying yourself? There you are. Everyone a big-time Ranger fan, like I said, but there's one lady perhaps a little bit bigger than others. What is your name?
Mrs. Bassett.
Mrs. Bassett. And your son as well as your grandson also played for the Rangers. That would be?
Mike Bassett.
Mike Bassett. Mike Bassett Jr. right now, his claim to fame is producer of the Norm Hitchcock radio show, 1310 The Ticket.
I do know.
I knew that, huh? Do you listen?
Yes.
All right, there you go. So good to see you. Nice to meet you. And you guys have a good afternoon. Thank you very much, Josh.
Very cool. Thank you, Jim. Mike is doing, and I'm just throwing it out there, Tag. I don't know how much you've listened. I think he's doing a great job on the radio. He's a fun listen.
Well, Mike's got a good background in baseball, of course, having been a player and having a dad that was a player.
He's got an opinion, too, you know.
Pretty good insight into the game.
Yeah. That ball pounded foul by Kennedy. And now the listeners to The Ticket can say they know what Mike's grandma looks like and sounds like. Kennedy fouls it off of Saltalamacchia. All right, Tay, I got an email here for you. This is something that a family needs clarification on from Wills Point. Back in the mid-'70s, did they see Tom Grieve wearing a cast on his arm, or at least on your wrist?
Yes, as a matter of fact, they did.
Okay, so what was that about, is the question?
I think, well, let's see, we were playing Seattle, and Dick Pohl was pitching, and I got hit by a pitch and cracked a bone in my wrist. And so, as a matter of fact, they did see that. Missed, I'm not sure how much time, 3 weeks maybe? The cast was on for a couple of weeks.
Getting a bunch of emails, too, about the amazing game yesterday in the college ranks. University of Texas with a 25-inning win. And their reliever, Austin Wood, with 13 innings in the books, 12 1/3 or 12 2/3 of no-hit ball, 14 punch-outs. Those of you who were there, if you want to share that experience, feel free to hit us with an email. FoxSports.com. Ground ball. Holland deflects it. And no play. That's too bad. It looked like that ball was headed toward short. Holland's reaction, obviously, though, is to try to knock it down. It'll be first and third and nobody out.
That one would have tested Elvis's range, but it looked like he had a shot to catch it right as he got to second base, maybe tag the bag and make the throw. Tough to tell for sure, but it's also tough to tell the pitcher, don't try to catch a ground ball that's hit back to you, too, because if Derek catches that ball, he would have had an out at first base. It'd be tough to step on second and get a double play with a man already on second. I should add to my dumb statement. I was going to move the guy over to third anyway.
I thought that was insightful, actually.
It was, if there's a man on first base.
Right, well. No, there is...
get that in there before everyone at home goes, let's see, how are they going to turn that double play? Well, maybe he would have caught the ball, tagged the runner who was just standing there off second base, and then throw it to first.
And that's what you meant the whole time?
Nah, not really.
A balk is called on Derek Holland. And that is going to make it 3-0 A's. And, you know, Tag, you've been on this really since we've seen Derek Holland. It's always kind of a borderline move. And nobody's been calling it here on Derek. But Brian Gorman said that is a balk.
Well, you know, to have a real good move to first base, it has to be close to being a balk. And his right foot has to go more toward first than it does toward home. And evidently, in the eyes of Brian Gorman, that didn't occur right then.
So 3-0 A's on a balk. And now a runner at second. Final line on Kevin Millwood again. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts today. He should still be top 10 in the league in ERA. Cust trying to dump one into center field. He does. And the throw heading home. Not going to get him. The A's have scored twice here in the 7th, and they lead 4-0.
Pretty good base running by Kennedy right there. He was able to gauge that blooper and determine that it was going to fall in. Instead of waiting to see what happened, he's off at the crack of the bat. So it's either, well, it's good judgment. The ball's caught, he's doubled off, but he had a pretty good feel that it was going to fall in. And looks like he was right.
Well, not a lot has been going right for the A's lately. Certainly not here in Arlington, but Dallas Braden's 3-hitter, coupled with a little bit of a little offensive explosion for them today. They've got a 4-0 lead. And now Matt Holliday batting. Here we were talking earlier, Tag, about that 25-inning game that UT played. And remembering that the longest professional game of 33 innings was a AAA game back in 1981, Rochester and Pawtucket. There were some amazing numbers in that one, too. And future Ranger Jim Umbarger had the Austin Wood kind of game with 10 innings of shutout ball in relief. He pitched the 23rd through the 32nd, allowing 4 hits. There's a base hit for Holliday. Opposite field, got it done, and it's 2 on, still nobody out. We've not seen Derek Holland really with an inning like this, but he'll get a chance to redeem himself against Jason Giambi. That 33-inning game, by the way, they played the first 32 innings. It was Easter Sunday evening, and they weren't supposed to play past 1 a.m., which was about maybe the 19th, 20th inning, something like that. But the umpires that were there didn't know that was a league rule, so they just kept on going until finally around the 29th inning. Somebody placed a call to the home of the commissioner in Columbus, Ohio, woke him up. You look at Darren O'Day in the bullpen, and when he finally returned the phone call, this was before cell phones and texting and all of that. I guess it was the top of the 32nd when the commish got on the horn and said, "What are you guys, crazy? Stop the game." So they played the rest of that inning, the 32nd inning, played past 3 in the morning towards 4 in the morning. And some of the Pawtucket players, their wives didn't believe them when they came home at 5 a.m. They, "Where you been?" "I've been playing baseball." "Yeah, sure you've been playing baseball." Wave and a miss by Giambi.
That was a good slider. That's a very tough pitch for a left-hand batter to contend with.
Down too low to a guy that has already hit a home run today, the 402nd of his career. It's been a battle here. As Holland is still looking for his first out. He's thrown 21 pitches. A 22-year-old He's got the buzz cut going now. He struck out Jason Giambi. The kid got the veteran.
Same slider. Impossible to lay off it with 2 strikes.
The Hawaiian-born Kurt Suzuki, 1 for 3. I think the A's are the first team to have guys from both Hawaii and Alaska in their starting lineup. Aaron Cunningham's from Anchorage originally. Towards third, Michael Young grabs a friendly hop to Kinsler. Double play. Rangers needed that. 2 runs do score. We have reached the 7th inning stretch. We'll keep it right here on a nice warm Sunday afternoon for the singing of God. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Up to 93 degrees here in Arlington. Good day to work on the tan. Good day to watch the Rangers play ball. One problem, it's Dallas Braden pitching really well for the Oakland A's on a day when they really needed a step-up kind of performance like the one they're getting. The Rangers did have back-to-back hits last inning from Kinsler and Young. But Braden ended up striking out the side in that inning. Blaylock trying to rev it up, base hit into center. Only one extra base hit for the Rangers today. That was Andrew Jones back in the first. Check our forward leaderboard, and if you're looking for the Rangers to come back today, only the Yankees have more come from behind wins this year.
Braden's got a pretty good pitch count. He's only at 77 pitches, 52 strikes, basically through 6 innings, so it's not a bad pitch count. They're going to get somebody up in the bullpen, though.
Got a lefty and a righty going out there. We talked earlier about what a strong bench the Rangers have, and if they do feel the need to pinch hit today, a lot of good options. Breslow is a lefty. Michael Wirtz is a righty. Marlon Byrd sends one up in the air and into the crowd. Marlon has rediscovered that home run stroke. He's got homers in 2 of his last 3 games after going 120 at bats without a home run. Marlon telling the media yesterday he doesn't feel like he is a home run hitter. He had 1 year in the minors where he hit a bunch. In fact, he hit 28 at Double-A for the Phillies. Made a run at a 30-30 season for them.
Well, Braden has just really had a good curveball and a good changeup today, which, along with a very effective fastball that he's had, has made him really tough to hit.
Clobbered to left. Marlon Byrd hit him. Blaylock scoots to third. He'll be held there. Double for Marlon Byrd, and there's nobody out here in the 7th.
Another double for Marlon. That's 18 doubles already this season for Marlon. And that's a pitch that's been giving everybody some fits right there. The fastball, belt high inside corner. But Marlon, after seeing a number of them, he was ready for that one. He drilled it down the line.
Only 81 pitches for Dallas Braden. Bob Guerin, the manager, goes out there personally here.
Going to say there's something wrong with Braden. Evidently, he's going to call the umpire out, at least so that this doesn't count as a visit. So, well, you better get the trainer out here then if you want to really make it an official injury visit.
Hey, you can't have an injury situation without the trainer. Well, he left with a blister issue last time that he pitched on this mound. That time it was a shutout into the 6th inning. This time it looks like the blister develops in the 7th. So Dallas Braden, a blister in the sun here in Arlington. He's got to leave. And the Rangers do get to the A's bullpen after all. We'll see if they can cash in a couple of base runners when we come back. The A's lead for now 4-0.
Now we got a SUV, so it makes it a little easier to travel.
That's Matt Harrison. That's brought to you by Dodge, grabbing life by the horns. Matt still on the DL. The Rangers have mixed and matched in the rotation, though Vicente Padilla is close to coming back. He's expected to pitch for the Rangers on Tuesday in New York. Craig Breslow, like one-time Oakland Athletic Juan Darling, is an Ivy Leaguer. Same school, Yale. And the blister apparently has felled Dallas Braden today. He is out here in the 7th inning. David Murphy bats with 2 on. 2nd and 3rd, in fact. Nobody out, Mr. Grieve, and the Rangers looking for their first runs of the day.
Well, let's get something started here. A lot of baseball left to be played. Rangers have 9 more outs before this one's over.
Now, those are precious commodities now. Don't give them away, fellas. Rangers have stranded 4 today. The A's have stranded 8. Infield back. Outfield pretty much straight up for Murphy. Maybe the center fielder Sweeney a bit towards left. That ball popped out towards left center field. It is the left fielder. And it is Holiday who puts it away for the first out. Folks, you can vote right now, in fact, if you're near a computer, to help send your favorite Ranger to the 09 All-Star Game in St. Louis. You get 2 free Ranger tickets when you vote the maximum of 25 times. So if you're already logged on, what the heck, go to TexasRangers.com/All-Star. Cast your ballot. Upstairs to Saltalamacchia, who has shown some pop from the right side this year. We didn't see that last year from Salty, but 3 of his 5 home runs this year have been right-handed. Slugs that one back into the crowd. The Mariners still lead the Angels, but the Angels have made it a game now. It is 8-5 in the 6th inning. Torrey Hunter a home run for LA. Mike Napoli too. Outside corner. Jerry Davis said it was a strike. Definitely not that one. 2-2. The White Sox have just scored 3 times in the 9th. They're leading Kansas City 7-4. And the Twins have defeated the Rays 3-2. Brendan Harris, the game-winning home run against his former team. Nick Blackburn over Matt Garza. Single from Blaylock, double from Bird, and then Murphy with a fly out to shallow left. And now Saltalamacchia with a line-hugging extra base hit. The Rangers are on the board twice. Salty in a second.
Salty hit the ball right down the line, past the third baseman. That's Hanahan. Nothing he could do to get to that ball. It just hugged the line. The Rangers get another man in scoring position. Those are the only two batters that Breslow faces. They're going to come to the righty right now. The Rangers, nice little rally going right here.
Michael Wirtz has been warming in that bullpen. And they will take a turn for the Wirtz. Go get him. Try to keep it in Oakland's favor. 4-2 as the Rangers look to rally. And the Rangers have scored those 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. They're looking forward to taking on the Yankees now. It's coming Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Padilla will come off the DL. Feldman and McCarthy follow in the rotation. The strong starting 3 for New York. Vicente Padilla earlier today getting some work in. All systems appear to be go. Well, now, runner at second base, and the tying man is up for the Rangers. That's Elvis Andrus. Michael Wirtz has just come on in.
Here's a case where Elvis's job is to at least move that runner over to third base. He'll be trying to hit the ball to right field.
Wirtz, the former Chicago Cub, good numbers here in 09.
A lot more important to do it with nobody out, get the man over there. But one thing Elvis has done a real good job of this year is hitting the ball where it's pitched. And if he's pitched away, he's been able to line the ball to right field really well.
The final line on A's starter Dallas Braden is remarkably similar to the final line on Kevin Millwood today. Both men with 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and 2 walks. Only difference is Braden struck out 6, Millwood struck out 5. Two-1 to Elvis. Chased it. Something you don't see a lot from Elvis. I think it's stunning that you don't see more of that from Elvis at 20 years old and his first go through the big leagues.
Yeah, the other thing with Elvis is he's seeing these pitchers for the first time. It's not like he's seen these guys year after year. Many times, the first pitch he sees from a pitcher is the only one he's seen. So it has been a really good start for him to be able to put the ball in play, handle the bat as well as he has. That's a pretty good slider right there.
Out number 2, and it's left up to Kinsler.
A little bit outside, but tough to lay off.
Right now, the Rangers 20 wins, only 8 losses in this month of May. trying to tie a team record with a 21st win. That slider again, 1 strike to Kinsler. Ian was even better than that last year with runners in scoring position, one of the best in the major leagues. Down on strikes here. Kinsler earlier in this game hit one real deep to center. A Coors Light freeze cam. It was Ryan Sweeney making the catch. Two strike, 2 out pitch. Got him. And Ian punts his bat. Never seen that one. He just kicked it about 20 feet. Rangers do score twice, though. 4-2 at the end of 7. On the board.
Yeah, four runs. The way Braden was pitching looked like an insurmountable lead, but they got a couple of men on. They had to change pitchers, and that's a big hit. Get the Rangers within 2 late in the ball game. And Wirtz came in and just threw the slider and shut it down. That was a hard, sharp breaking slider. Most of them a little bit out of the strike zone, but definitely pitches that were tough to contend with for both Elvis and Ian.
Holland comes out of the chute here in the 8th, throwing strikes to Ryan Sweeney. It was a rough 7th inning for Derek. He gave up hits to the first 4 batters he faced, and there was a balk in the mix as well. But then he came back with a strikeout and a double play. Good night. Ryan Sweeney with a wave and a miss.
The same slider he got Jambi with. That's going to be a good pitch for him over the years against left-hand hitters.
The 8th inning pitch tracker brought to you by Amica Insurance. It's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. Aaron Cunningham will take up and outside. He was hitting around 280 at AAA. And up here he is 1 for 19. What he did do earlier in this game, though, was walk. That against Kevin Millwood in the 4th inning. And he opens up 2-0 with Holland. Kinsler waits and corrals it on one hop. 2 down.
Not an easy little hop here. This ball's hit fairly hard. Takes a little tricky hop, actually. But right in the middle of Ian's glove, no problem.
Much better start to the 8th inning for Mr. Holland here. He's going to face Hanahan and roll in a strike.
That's the curveball that Derek broke out in his last game. And it threw it pretty well, too. Threw a lot of strikes with it. There's a slider, curveball slider.
Now do we see the fastball or no need to?
Well, you can throw either one of them right now. Just make sure the breaking ball is a little bit down, a little bit out away from the outside corner. You can throw a good fastball up, see if you can get him and chase it. Pretty much whatever you want. I got slider for strike.
Yeah, Derek Holland's got a little something, doesn't he? Down in order go the Oakland A's, and now here come the Rangers in the bottom of the 8th, trailing by 2. Is being presented by Amica Insurance. It's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. For more information, visit amicatexas.com. Temperature in the low 90s here in Arlington. And the Rangers now looking to heat things back up. Bobby Crosby into the game to play first base for the A's. That means Giambi is done for the afternoon. He's got a home run in this one. What do the Rangers have for Michael Wirtz in the bottom of the 8th with the 2-3-4 batters coming up? 3 righties, Young, Jones, and Cruz. And Josh Hamilton on the bench today. Chris Davis on the bench too for a different reason. I don't think the Rangers want to put it out there that Davis has been benched or anything like that. I don't think that's the case at all, but they do want Chris working, as he has been working so diligently, just to try to bring the things he's been doing mechanically in the batting cages with Rudy Jaramillo, make sure those things are actually in play at the plate in a game situation.
I think what you'll see is him back in the lineup in New York. 2 days off, an off day tomorrow. Be a total of 3 days off for Chris. But all indications are that he'll be back in the lineup in New York.
Rangers still very high on a very talented young player. And again, the emphasis is on the word young. He's only 23. 2-2 the count to Michael Young, who will be turning 33 this October. He has worked the count full from 0-2 to 3-2.
Well, the Ranger offense, high-powered offense, just get a man on, and then any one of the guys coming up, one swing of the bat can tie this ball game. Put a lot of pressure on the pitchers.
The Rangers entered the day with the best record in the American League at 30-19. If they win today, they will tie for the best start through 50 games ever for this franchise. The playoff-bound teams of 96 and 98 started 31 and 19. Suzuki grabs it, fires it, away!
That was one of those little dribblers kind of in no man's land. Might have been an easier play for the pitcher. Suzuki probably called for it and then had to go get it, but I think the ball might have rolled a little farther than Suzuki thought it was going to roll. And then by the time he got to it, he had to fire it to Crosby at first base. His throw went high. The play was backed up by the right fielder, so Michael couldn't advance, but there's that base runner. Now the tying run comes to the plate.
And they're scoring it, an infield hit for Michael Young.
Yeah, that was just kind of a ball. It's going to be tough for the pitcher, tough for the catcher.
See if Andrew Jones can make it tough for the pitcher right here. That's been a wicked pitch.
It has. Most of them aren't strikes, but you can tell by the way the Rangers are swinging at it, it's a very difficult pitch to lay off of. Very deceptive slider.
Andrew had the double in the first, has struck out twice since then. He begins this AB at 0-2. Check swing, ball gets away. Michael Young thought about it, but now he stays put.
Yep, can't take a chance now.
As you said earlier, the runs are, for the outs anyway, are shrinking on the Rangers.
Good job by Suzuki. Blocked it nicely and pounced on it quickly. Michael's not exactly sure whether we got the catcher and the hitter kind of blocking his view of the ball. He did the right thing. Don't take a chance.
Once again, that finishing slider. Andrews got finished off by it. Kinsler, now Jones.
It's a good pitch, but again, they're tough to lay off of, obviously. Most of them are not strikes. Easy for us to observe on a TV monitor. It's a little bit more difficult when you're down there trying to hit it, though. Opponents have only hit 190 against Wirtz. He's done a good job for the A's out of the bullpen.
In the dirt again, stopped by Suzuki. A couple of strong defensive catchers in this game. Saltalamacchia for the Rangers and this guy for Oakland. Even got a real good defensive catcher in the booth next door to us, Ray Fosse, doing the games for the A's. Cruz lays off with the count 1-1. Rangers had their ace on the mound to start the game. Kevin Millwood lasted 6 today, really grinding it out to get through 6. A good young lefty on the mound for the A's. Dallas Braden was working on the shutout into the 7th inning. Blaylock on deck. And the count 3-1. They've had Andrew Bailey up in the Oakland bullpen. Well, that's slider again. Nasty. 3-2. Michael Young not running. That is ball 4. This time Nelly Cruz able to lay off, and it brings up Blaylock.
Well, that's the key. That's the key when you face Wirtz is take.
An interesting matchup coming now. If indeed it's Bailey coming in. We're not sure that it is Bailey, but if it's Bailey, that's a guy with a great fastball. And Hank Blaylock, as you probably know, is a guy that can hit a fastball. We'll see who wins when we come back. Bailey or Blaylock. 4-2 Athletics. Hank with a dozen home runs for the year. One of them pretty recent, last night.
Well, we're talking about Wirtz and how tough he has been to hit. Opponents were hitting 190 against him. Against Bailey, it's 160. Bailey's tied for the lead in the major leagues with 37 strikeouts as a reliever. He's got a good fastball, hard breaking ball. 37 strikeouts, only 12 walks.
He has allowed 3 home runs. Breaking ball and a strike.
There's a curveball. He also throws a hard slider.
Blaylock takes it to right, a base hit. Michael Young has to come on down. He scores. Nelly Cruz goes to third. It's 4-3. First batters that Bailey had faced were 1 for 19 against him. Hank Blaylock, well, he's 1 for 1.
Jumped on that. It looked like a hanging slider. Either a fastball or a slider that didn't move too much. Whatever it was ripped into right field pretty well by Head. Now we've got the tying run at third base and only one out.
Bailey's been extra tough on right-handed hitters. Only 8 hits by righties all year in 63 at-bats. Here is Marlon Byrd, right-handed. Slowly hit. Here comes Nelly Cruz. Ties the game!
There's nothing Hanahan could do. He had to charge the ball. He's going to have a tough play at first or a tough play at home. He was going to try to come home with this ball, but it was rolling a little bit too hard to barehand. It took a hop on him, and he couldn't come up with it. And even if he fielded that ball, I don't think he could have made the throw from that angle and have a chance to get Nelly. David up with a chance to put the Rangers ahead. Got Frankie warming up in the bullpen.
Well, we had talked about it, both Wirtz and Bailey. Real tough to hit, but the Rangers, and 2 of the hits have stayed in the infield, but they've got 3 hits and a walk in this inning. And now Murphy. The former Baylor Bear with 2 on and still just 1 out. Saltalamacchia would be next. He had the big 2 RBI double last inning. Strike at the shins. And a wild wave and a miss for strike 3. Saltalamacchia now, and is a right-handed swinger. He got it done last inning. He'll bat lefty now. You notice that Salty's gone back to the batting gloves. He had that experiment for 3 games. No batting gloves. Now he says he just can't decide. On again, off again.
A lot of curveballs from Bailey. He's got a good curveball. I don't blame him for throwing it. The pitch he got David to chase there with no balls and 2 strikes.
That one grabs the corner. Last inning, Saltalamacchia down the third base line. There's that fastball from Bailey. Pop-up. Cabrera calls off Hanahan and makes a 2-hand catch to end the threat. But the Rangers, who were down 4-0 with 2 in the 7th and 2 in the 8th, new life in Arlington. Southwest. Southwest Airlines ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And to buy your Texas Ford dealers, check out the all-new F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. Chris Davis comes in to play first base now, as the Rangers have tied the A's 4-4. Nice little comeback today. And Frankie Francisco will be just trying to keep this thing tied 4-4, give the Rangers and Elvis Andrus and Ian Kinsler a chance to get on, get around, and win it in the bottom of the ninth. As a closer, nobody's been better in the major leagues this year than Frankie Francisco. 11 of 11 in saves. This one's a little different for him because he doesn't have the lead in the ninth, but he's still trying to make sure he puts a 0 on the board. Crowd of about 23,000 here today. 99,000 have been here for the 3-game series. Cabrera spinning out of there. Close, but no. Wow. Let's see.
Well, that's technically not a strike, but boy, it's pretty close to being a strike.
That's a strike.
Talking about opponents only hitting 160 against Andrew Baylor. It's 159 against Frankie. 10 hits and 17 2/3.
Cabrera hangs in there with Michael Young guarding the line at third. Millwood, Holland, and now Francisco for the Rangers today. High pop-up. Saltalamacchia's back. He's got it.
Frankie coming back from 3 balls and 1 strike. Threw a couple of strikes. Got the pop-up. Good play by Jared. Sun's not a real problem right now. You can tell by the way Jared tracks the ball. Got about a foot to spare before that skimmed up against the screen.
Now Adam Kennedy, who's got a long home run today.
And Kennedy's been swinging an incredibly hot bat. Had a hard hit, infield hit off Derek's glove. He's 2 for 4 again today. Got his average up at 383.
Third best in the month of May in the American League. Looking to go and hit one out again. Adam Kennedy. Upper deck. Wow, it is 5-4 A's. We mentioned earlier he had a 3-home run game in the playoffs several years ago, but he is not known for his pop.
Well, Frankie's not known for giving up runs either.
Right.
The first run he's given up in a long time.
Now the Rangers will have to rally again thanks to Adam Kennedy. What a pickup. A guy that was released by the Cardinals out of spring training, picked up by Tampa Bay. They kind of had him in dry dock down in Durham, playing in AAA for the Durham Bulls. The A's say, hey, we can put this guy in the big leagues right now, so they make a trade for him. And if the A's win today, it'll be because of Adam Kennedy. Jack Cuss, also a power threat, though has been battling a bad back lately. Again, the Rangers in the bottom of the ninth. 9-1-2 in the order due up. Andrews, Kinsler, and Young. Sets it up for Andrew Jones and Nelly Cruz. Rangers now being out hit 10-9. They were being one hit today through 5 1/3. Jack Cust back to the dugout.
Frankie's got 3 pitches he can get you with. That was his splitter, and a good one. That splitter's really developed into an outstanding pitch for him.
Now he will face Matt Holliday. Well, the first earned run allowed all year. In fact, back to the middle of last August for Frankie Francisco. At some point you knew that incredible run was going to be interrupted, but well, I didn't think Adam Kennedy would be the guy to do it, frankly. Grounded to short. Elvis Andrews makes that play and now can come on in to try to start that winning rally. Andrews, then Kinsler, then Young. 5-4 Oakland. Pinch hit. A guy that can tie things up in a hurry. Josh Hamilton. Breaking ball to start him off. Andrew Bailey so tough on righties, and I'm sure that's part of the thinking by Ron Washington. You got a lefty, an all-star lefty at that you can bring in right here. So here is Hambone. Goes to left field with it. Holliday was playing back. He's going to let it drop in front of him. And the winning run comes up.
Holliday, of course, in that situation, he's got to play deep. He doesn't want to give up a double, but instead he had one drop in front of him.
Vizquel is going to pinch run for Hamilton now. But yeah, just kind of parachutes one down in front of Holliday. Now Vizquel, even at 42 years old, as a guy with speed. How many times do you see a guy 42 pinch running?
Well, the other part of it is if the Rangers tie it, he's going to go in to play shortstop anyway.
Right. Just a cool thing to be able to say. You got a
How many times do you see someone 42 even on a team?
Yeah. The 1-0 to Kinzer is inside.
Bailey had to come in with a couple of men on.
Ground ball towards second. Kennedy to short. Double play. Boy, Ian had the tasty 2-0 count. Got to give Bailey some credit. He got Ian Kinsler not to hit a line drive, but a ground ball right to Kennedy.
Bailey's a good pitcher. He's got outstanding stuff. A solid fastball, a good curveball, a hard slider. A young kid who could easily develop into a closer. In fact, he may be their closer right now.
Michael Young, and it's back to the mound. Well, this time they make that play, and that ends the ball game. Well, that's too bad. The Rangers were down 4-0, came back to tie it. But Adam Kennedy's second home run of the game off Frankie Francisco, no less, gives the A's a rather unlikely 5-4 win today.